So I've seen a few people here on YouTube do something in Animal Crossing called the Tiny Home Challenge. Tiny Home Challenge involves making a 4x4 home, aka the smallest home you can make in the Animal Crossing DLC for a villager. Specifically, I saw Froggy Crossing's video and it just looked like so much fun and the video was so entertaining. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this challenge a go. Basically, there's two main rules to this challenge. The house must be 4x4, so it must be the smallest size possible, and you have to use the requested items from the villager, which makes things a little bit difficult when they request really large items that take up half the room. So yesterday on my Twitch stream, I decided to do this challenge and I thought I would walk you guys through all the designs we did because they turned out really good and I'm actually really proud of them. And honestly, I just want to keep making tiny homes now. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future Animal Crossing, gaming, lifestyle videos. I have a lot of videos in the works right now, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel a lot and I appreciate it. Comment down below if you've ever made a tiny home in the game and what you thought of it. What was your experience? Was it fun? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you prefer doing small ones over big ones? Personally, I think the tiny homes are a little bit more fun just because like big rooms stress me out. I just want to do a little tiny room. I don't know. The first part, and honestly one of the hardest parts, was to pick the villager that we wanted to do. Now we also had to keep in mind what the villager's specific request was and if that request would work in a 4x4 home. So I got my Twitch chat to vote on which one they wanted to do. Our main contenders were Egbert, who wanted like some sort of number. He was into numbers. That's all he told us. He didn't tell us anything else. Our other contender was Pippi, who wanted like a convenience store. Zoe was our third contender, who wanted a tropical chalet. And then Nibbles wanted a study room. So the winner for the first round ended up being Pippi for a convenience store. Pippi's requested items were these like supermarket shelves, which were like not the largest item, but still like medium size, a cash register, which like can make it work. It's a small little item. And then the third item was a deep fryer. Same thing, can make it work. Now, I personally have never done like a store style build in Animal Crossing, so I was like quite excited to do this and to also like experiment with the new items. I feel like I have not done much of the DLC, so I'm still learning all of these new items that were introduced in the 2.0 update. And like, it's a lot. They give us a lot of shit. It doesn't really hit you that you're doing a tiny home challenge until you actually turn the room into a 4x4 room and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, sick, got it. Like, tiny home, okay. It is literally so freaking tiny. First things first, we had to pick flooring and a wallpaper. This is the hardest part of any design, I find. This is the most difficult part, but also the flooring and the wallpaper is kind of gonna determine how the room plays out. I always find this. The flooring and the wallpaper literally determine the whole room's vibe. I really like the mixture of the freezer supermarket wall with the white wallpaper with the big windows. I thought it made it really bright. I feel like sometimes when you think of a convenience store, it's kind of like dark and dingy, but like I kind of wanted to make it a little bit brighter. I want it to be cute. I think Pippi's a really cute villager and I wanted Pippi to have a really cute design. I originally played around with the terracotta flooring. It's a little bit orange on the warmer side. And then I started throwing in some of the larger items just to see how the items looked with the flooring and the walls and what the layout would be like. I love the wooden countertop items. I think they're so versatile for like any design. It worked perfectly for a store. It works perfectly in a home. So I was like, I'm adding these immediately. And then I just added a few like other little things you'd see in a convenience store just to get a vibe for the room, what we're gonna end up with. Suddenly, I remembered that customizing things exist and I instantly became obsessed with the pink countertops. I don't know what it was, like they're just so freaking cute and I was like, okay, I really want to use this item. We're rechanging the whole vibe of this room. Whole vision suddenly changed and I decided that I want to try and go for like a really cute Japanese style little market. I want it to be bright, like pastels. I just want it to be very cute for Pippi. I didn't want it to be a dark and dingy convenience store. Then I discovered the kitschy, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, the kitschy tile flooring. This flooring is so freaking cute and I like that flooring is what made me decide, yeah, we're going a Japanese theme. I ended up making the right wall the freezer wall and then the rest of the walls the bright white window one. I customized a ton of the items to make them like the brightest pastel version that they can be, just to match the vibes, you know, just to match the vibes. Listen, I love the giant ice cream cone in this room. When I first saw this item a while ago in Animal Crossing, I was like, how would someone use this in a design? How would this be used? I don't know. And then suddenly I placed it and I was like, yeah, This is it. I know the store looks a little bit crowded, but functionality was not the goal here, okay? The goal was to make a snatch design. It was not for Pippi to walk around. He doesn't need to walk around. He just simply needs to look. That is all. I decided to free up some space by getting rid of one of the pink countertops and instead using the little checkout counter. I thought this just gave me like more variety in the room, so it didn't look so structured. And then I realized you can customize the fresh food tray, which I think is one of my new favorite items. The fresh food tray looks literally so good, and when you can customize it to be like all these different types of fish and you can change the design, it looks actually adorable. And I knew I wanted to like have that as a little highlight moment of the room. Then we added some cute hanging signs from the ceiling, put some decor on the walls, and that ended up being the design for Pippi. I really love this design. I think this was a fan favorite when I was live as well. Everybody really loved this one. Also, can we talk about how cute Pippi looks in his little pink apron? It is literally the most adorable thing I've ever seen. The next winner of my Twitch chat's villager vote ended up being Nibbles, who wanted a little study room. And honestly, study rooms are my vibe. Does anyone else think Nibbles has just like a teensy bit of like a little scary look to her? She's kind of terrifying in an interesting way. Her requested items were the study desk, the study chair, and a globe. And just from those items alone, I was like, she is going to have a little baby study room. Like we said she's a little grade 2. And she's gonna have just like a little baby study room, a little cute room, basically like your dream homework room as a kid. We decided the main colors of the room were going to be turquoise, pink, and yellow, just to match her look a little bit. She's very bright, so I felt like if we put her in a boring room, it just like would not be the vibe. I loved the floral wallpaper with this like blue wooden flooring. I thought it looked so good. And I don't know if this is controversial, but I think the simple cloth wallpapers are the best wallpapers. They come in the best colors. They look so soft and just so nice. I chose the pink wallpaper to start out with. I added a couple main items and customized them just to be a little bit more brighter. I really wanted to avoid like wooden stuff, you know? I knew that I wanted to use a rug to make it like super cozy. And can I also add that the upright organizer is one of my new favorite items in this game. It just looks so realistic and looks so good. Suddenly, I thought I would try switching from the pink accents to yellow. So I put the yellow wallpaper up and it immediately looked so much better. It just matched her a lot more. And also the last design had a lot of pink in it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to use as much pink in this one. We gave her a little sandwich to munch on while she's studying. You always need those study snacks. My personal favorite study snacks is crackers and hummus. I can literally eat that all day while I'm studying. So why did they have to make the food in this game look so damn good? Why? For what reason? Because when I'm streaming and I'm sitting here in this chair for 3+ hours and I look at that sandwich, stream's ending and I'm going to go make food. And of course, we gave her a little radio to listen to music to while she studies. I don't know what you guys listen to while you study. I personally listen to classical music. I just read somewhere that it's good for you for studying. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll do it. Or I just always have a podcast on in my room, literally at all times. We decorated the walls a bit with some more studious items. And then we changed her out of that watermelon dress because it needed to go. We put her in a little yellow cardigan instead. And suddenly, Nibbles' whole vibe kind of changed. She became a different girl and I kind of love her. I don't know what it is. I think she became so much cuter. Also, like, she's my birthday twin. She deserves a cute outfit. I feel like sometimes they throw clothing on these villagers that does not match their vibe at all. And we need to change that. I thought about for a second inviting her to my island just because, like, she was so much cuter, but then I realized I already have 5 squirrels on my island and nobody in my Twitch community wants me to get rid of them. So we're just sticking with them, you know? And this was the final design for Nibbles. Can you tell she actually loved it? I think she really did. Anyways, on to the third villager. This time my chat voted for Annalise, who wanted a terrace, which I was so excited about because I've never made a terrace in this game and there's just so many good items for a terrace, but we ran into a little little bit of a problem. Her requested items were quite large. She wanted the natural garden table, the evergreen ash, which both of those take up half the room already. And she wanted the natural garden chair. So we did what we could. We made it work. First thing we had to do was get her out of that dress. Same situation with Nibbles, where like the dress doesn't match her character vibe. So we gave her a cute little summer dress, little yellow dress. She looks so cute in it. I was actually obsessed. I decided that Annalise was like a girly in her late 20s. She's single. She's pretty well off. She has a good job. And she just like loves sitting on her terrace. Like she loves sitting on her terrace and just vibing. And that's what I wanted with this design. I definitely knew I wanted to make use of the outdoorsy wallpapers because it's a terrace. And I was like, I can finally use these wallpapers that I love so much, but just don't ever fit any of my builds. I ended up picking the brick garden wall because I thought it just made the most sense for a terrace. And then I chose the white brick wall to be on one side, just to make it look like that's the outside of the house. So you come out of the house onto the terrace. We changed the lighting to be orange tinted because I found that it makes it look like the sun is setting almost. That's a really good hack for lighting in the DLC. Orange lighting looks so good if you're making an outdoor design or even an indoor one. So we didn't have much options when it came to moving the items around, so we kind of left the table in the corner and the tree in the other corner. So naturally, I added another large item, the planter box, but the planter box just looked so freaking good. It's such a terrace item and I had to use it. We added a little yellow barbecue because adorable. I changed the flooring to the red brick so that it matched the walls a little bit, just to make it a little bit more cohesive, and also so that the items kind of popped out more on the floor. I added the garden wagon behind the tree, but Annalise thought it was too crowded, so I had to take it out, and instead I just put the peacock chair and called it a day. But trust me, I wanted to keep the garden wagon. I really did. Then we put some decor on the outside of the house wall, just outdoorsy decor, I guess. And that was Annalise's final design. I really like this one. I thought this one came out really cute as well. I feel like we made the most out of these like huge items that took up half the room. To my surprise, we unlocked roommates at this time. So we had to pick a roommate for Stu. Me and my chat decided Egbert was best suited for this job. We decided to give them a bestie bros to husband storyline, and honestly, so happy for them. Anyways, moving on to our final villager, which ended up being Tybalt, who just said he wanted something with his bats. And for the first second, I thought he meant like the animal, like bats. Like I was like, oh, he's gonna want like Halloween stuff. Fun. But disappointingly, he meant like baseball bats. I'm not a fan of the like sports designs too much. They're not my favorite thing, but I thought I was still gonna make the most out of it. I was still gonna make it work. He basically wanted a baseball like dugout, and I decided to give him like a little batting cage. I thought that was cuter. I thought there were cuter items for that. I decided to use the big like TV camera as like the machine that shoots the baseballs in a batting cage, I guess. I don't know. It looked like it a lot. It was also one of the recommended items, so I was like, okay. I added a cute little bench seating area blocked off by a fence. We thought he would like have his little girlies come over and they would like watch him play baseball, you know. We also gave him a brand new look. We made him look freaking fire. And honestly, we just called it a day there. That was it. And those were all my designs for the tiny home challenge. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. I think mine was the convenience store. I think a lot of other people's were the convenience store as well. Let me know if yours is different. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It really helps me out a lot, and I've been super consistent with posting. I'm so proud of myself and I'm trying to keep it going. And I will leave you with this moment that I shared with Wardell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.